Well, we have a very Merry Christmas for you today with today's webisode. Now, I have some special things in it. This is the kit, and this is called A Very Merry Christmas. And this is a special collection that Hunkydory put together just for Paper Wishes. There are eight collections in here. I'll show you all of them. And then also this little book of A Very Merry Christmas. Now, this is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. There are 120 sheets, and look at that. It is a honkin' piece, and it comes from the art that's right here. And Heidi has just done some very, very fun things. Let me show you one. Look at those penguins marching on the snowfall acetate, all ready for Let It Snow. This is just one of the things to share with you. So please come play with us. Well, here is the first card that we're going to use, and it comes from the large deco collection. So let me put these two aside and show you. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty. You can tell that Heidi, has done some foam taping there. Now let me just show you what comes. There are 8 collections in that package. And so for each one, you will get a sheet like this. Now, sometimes they're separate, sometimes they are paired with something else, but you just trim them in the center, just no problem. In addition, so that is kind of the base card. In fact, it says this is called Winter Sparkles Base Layer. So that's the base layer. This is the second card, but we won't talk about that right now. Then you will also get a sheet of all of the foil die cuts. There'll be greetings on it also. And these you can use to layer with foam tape and have them match. And then there's also this, which is a printed adorable scoreable cardstock that of course coordinates with the imagery. Now, in some cases Heidi used those, in some cases she didn't, but they're there for all 8 of them. So that's just a nice treat. Okay, so let me show you how she created this card. We'll get in a bit closer. Thank you. And she used the Hunkydory tent cards. Now this is, it says 7 by 5, but it really should say 5 by 7 because you usually go the width first. And the tent meaning that the fold is at the top. So that just works nicely. Now what Heidi did is that she layered some other things on this. So she took that base layer, and let me just show it to you again. So it's this piece. Now you also have borders, you also have greetings, which Heidi will use, I think. In any case, they're there. So she popped that out, and then she matted it onto the silver glitter cardstock. So that's pretty. And because she wanted the curved edges, now these are kind of convex curved, but she wanted the curve going on. So she used, the tool has just become so handy for us. Crafter's Companion has this 3-in-1 punch, and all you do is just slip the card or whatever you're using, the cardstock, into it. You can get 3 different sizes, so pick your favorite and use that. I think Heidi used the biggest one, which is R10. They are labeled on here. And that was the first layer. The second layer, it gets matted again, but this time not on glitter, but on silver mirror cardstock. And that is the second one. Now, it too gets chomped with our corner chomper. And then look what she did on the tent card. She chomped those corners too. So everything works well. And what I like is that she has echoed the circular shape of the ornaments. And so they're a circle. These are kind of a partial circle, but they're all together. And then you get this little divot on the base layer. So all of those are done together. So that's creates that piece. And then going into our die cuts. So this is called Winter Sparkles Deco Large. Deco Large meaning that they are larger pieces and they are all foiled. They're all die cut for you. And the idea is that you can take the biggest one and foam tape it onto your base layer. And then you can go and take the next biggest one, which is this one, and foam tape it then the next biggest, and that would be it, and foam tape it, then that. And then you also have individual elements. Now, Heidi had a good time and just used all of it. And that is just a spectacular look. Now, this is thicker, so you're not going to slip this in an envelope and mail it. You're going to want to, it's going to take some little extra postage, but to hand it to someone is just going to be spectacular, and then you get to see their result, and that's fun. Now, this is the greeting, "May your winter sparkle," and it certainly is sparkling right there. That's foam taped. And she did choose to use some of the pink dazzles, and let me just show them to you. So you're going to get 540 on the sheet. How do I know that? Well, 540 is right up there because we counted them. Now, this is the sparkly ones, as you can certainly tell. She did use them on the corners. That's the large one. There are 3 sizes on here. The smaller, teeny tiny one she put into the stars, and then also onto that greeting. Now, to accompany this, she also used the gold and silver ribbons. In this case, she used the silver ribbon. She simply did a knot, trimmed it, and zotted it in place. For the inside of her card, okay. Well, remember I said you get the cardstock that is printed? Well, in this case, she has turned it this way and cut it to fit inside her card. So this card is 5 by 7 inches, so she probably cut it just a little bit smaller than that. She, again, corner punched the ends and then glued it in place. This is "Wishing you a truly magical Christmas." Well, that is on the Deco Large piece. That piece, here we go. Oh, okay. "Wishing you a truly Merry Christmas" right there. And she elected not to use the borders. And you know, you don't have to use all the layers of this. You can use them, you can get extra cards on it. Maybe just take 1 or 2 of them and put on the front of your card, and then use the others, matching it with this piece that would be beautiful on the inside or on the front of your card. How would that be? So there's more you can do, and that's nice. Now, the other thing that she did, and I thought it was quite clever, is that down here on this border. So this border is a silver dazzle with a pink border dazzle on each side. Okay, so there's the silver and then a pink one on each side. I had not seen that before, and I thought that was neat. Now, the greeting has been foam taped. The other elements from that first sheet are just glued flat. The pink jewel dazzles are in the center of the stars. They are also on the greeting. And then another little silver knotted ribbon has been zotted in place. And with the tent cards, you do have the envelopes, so that just works nicely. One thing I wanted to point out is that we have pink border and jewel dazzles in 2 pink finishes. This is the sparkle finish, but there's also one that we came out with this year that is a brighter pink. It's almost a Barbie pink, but we don't say that. And so you get the sparkly or this, and you know, for different purposes. Probably for Christmas you're going to want to use the sparkly. Okay, let's go to the second card, and that's the one that I showed you in the preview. And Heidi did something different with this. So this is going to use that second piece. Again, this is the base layer. This is called Penguin Parade. And you can see their borders. There's also the greeting. Now, what Heidi did, and I thought it was very clever, is that she used, let me get a couple of things here for you. Okay, so remember I said there's a printed one? Well, here is the printed one. Now, she used this for her card base. Now, more penguins are showing there, aren't they? But she did do her piece. This is the furthest one. So she simply measured 5 inches tall, 6.5 inches wide, and cut that out. Then she's going to decorate it with more, but not yet. Okay, so just cut that piece to be 5 by 6.5 inches. And then she cut another piece of, and this time she used the Snowfall acetate, which is just a favorite of ours. We have it year round, but we really bring some in from Hunkydory for this season. And she cut this piece, as you can see by my handwriting, 6.5 inches by 6 inches. Then she scored 1 inch down. She really wanted to have a nice, strong base. And then she used the extra sticky tape. And let's see, there's my extra sticky. Whoop. Okay, it's on this table somewhere. There it is. Okay, well, you know what this is. It's got the red liner. We love this, especially when you're doing a slick surface, which the acetate is. So you're going to put it on the back of that flap and then attach it to the back of your card. Now Heidi went one more step, and she took a bit of the Adorable Scorable and cut a 1 inch piece and taped that over the acetate. She just wanted a more finished look, and I thought that was an interesting and nice idea. Okay, so we're going to go to our acetate to begin with, and with the acetate we're going to look at that sheet of die cuts. So here they are. Always the biggest piece is generally at the top. We've got some greetings, and then we have bits and pieces of these penguins going down to individual ones at the bottom. So what she did is she took this piece, popped it out, and that is going to go right along the bottom of her card. Again, she used the extra sticky tape to put that in place. Then she kind of divided up the rest of her penguins because she knew she wanted some in the inside of her card as well as on top of her card. So you can match what Heidi did, or you can just do whatever you like. I do like having the little baby penguin down there. Now the other thing that she did, remember how she covered up her tape here? Well, she did the same thing on the back of this acetate because you're going to have tape showing, so she just cut another 1 inch piece and taped that over to hide that, that tape on the other side. And then you can see, now some of the penguins do get dressed separately, so you can see there's some hats and there's some scarves, so you can do those. She did use that bow maker that Hunkydory has with the 1/8 inch ribbon to tie and zot a bow right there. Speaking of right there, going to go back to our base layer. And remember those borders? Well, she did use the extra sticky tape to attach one. It's a good solid inch below the fold. And then she foam taped from our family to yours right on top of it, and then did the bow. So that's fun. Then on the inside, there was another smaller greeting that says "Let It Snow," and she foam taped it there, zotted a knotted ribbon, and again, just had fun adding more of those penguins, having some down below, right along the edge of the card, as well as over on the side. So very, very fun. And again, you can work this so that you can get 2 cards out of that by just placing your penguins a little more conservatively so that there aren't quite as many one on top of the other, but very, very fun. And our regular 10 envelopes will fit this card that you've just created, so very fun. Now, we've seen these that came from the Deco Large kit, but there's also the little book of A Very Merry Christmas, and that's what Heidi has used for this next card. Now, the artwork is the same, and let me show that to you, because in the Deco Large collection, you will have the Santa, this time a circle with more greetings. You will have the foil die cut pieces, and you will have the Santa Adorable Scorable cardstock. So you have all of those. I just want to make sure that you knew that. But you also can take this guy, And isn't he just jolly and happy? And what Heidi did is she took our blue glitter and covered the front of her 5 by 6.5 inch card with it. So just gorgeous. Now we used to have, just very recently actually, blue cards made out of the blue glitter cards, but they're gone. So the way that you can duplicate that is just to take your 5 by 6.5 inch card, cover it with the blue glitter, and you are good to go. Now for Santa, you can see that she matted him, and she used the Christmas Aglow cardstock because there's these wonderful yellows in there, and matted him on top of that yellow and glued it to the front, or actually you'll probably want to use extra sticky tape. Now, in that little book, you get 6 of every piece, and to keep in our theme of Deco Large, Heidi elected to cut out a couple of pieces. So she worked with a couple of them. So the base layer has Santa flat, and then she took another one and just trimmed around Santa, left all the other pieces, and foam taped that in place. And I will tell you, the best way to get the foam tape is our super big roll. There's Santa. Hi, Santa. Because this is just such a value. So if you are a foam taper like we are, that's the way to go. Also, then she took another layer and just cut out his hat, and then cut out the presents as another piece. So you can just do as many layers or as few layers as you like. All is merry and bright. Now, that was the Christmas Aglow solid. She also used the Christmas Aglow die cuts, and that's where she got this piece, All is Merry and Bright. Now, I thought it was interesting that she used the brown ribbon set, and for some reason, no, she didn't. She used the 1/8 inch. Yes, there we go. The 1/8 inch ribbon, again, the bow maker, and zotted it right there. For the inside of her card, she used more of the blue glitter, a little bit of the Christmas Aglow solid, and then these two are also out of the Christmas Aglow die cuts. So just to have some more, you can see the little cardinal on top of the bow is right in the corner. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That has been foam taped, and another bow has been made and zotted at the top. So we have a nice greeting and plenty of room for whatever message you'd like to have. So that took care of this card. But you can see that you're going to get 6 of these, and it matches that art that I showed you that is in the collection. So that is our very same Santa, and a very jolly and happy soul he is. Okay, I have one more card for you, and this is using also out of the little book, but I wanted to show you this. Let me get Santa out of the way. I wanted to show you what you have in the Deco Large. So this is the piece that you could use that's going to coordinate with it. Here are all of the foil die cuts. This is a different one. And then also this is the adorable scoreable cardstock. So we're going to hold on to this because Heidi did use it. We're just going to set this aside. And so you have seen now 4 collections of the 8 that are in with the Deco Large. I just want you to know that. Okay, what Heidi did is, to begin with, she used our circle dies, as you can tell, and she used the largest, or a large one, to make a base. So she took the 5 by 6.5 inch card, took the circle die that's not scalloped, and placed it over the fold of the card just so that it would not cut into that fold, and die cut it. And that way you have your card. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to make an easel card out of this. You know, I didn't show you that card, did I? Okay, there it is. And there it is as an easel card. Very nice. You can see all those lights sparkling in the windows. Those are dazzles. Yes, they are. Okay, so Step 1, make this. Step 2, score the front of it, only the front, in half. And you know, we like to use our the Adorable scoreboard. It just makes this effortless, absolutely effortless. So that's our favorite, should you be interested. Okay, so that is this piece. Then she took that same size of circle, I think this is the 4-inch one, place the die over the little book, and you can see how that's going to fit perfectly. Now you kind of have different choices to make. Do you want to do it up here, down here? Heidi elected to go toward the bottom. She wanted to be able to see the tree and so forth, and that means the churches and some of the houses are going to be cut off. That's perfectly fine. You can see in the finished card, you really can't tell. It just works very nicely. So you want to die cut that, and then you want to take the next larger one and die cut it out of the white glitter. So that's going to be the sparkle underneath it. And then you're going to tape them together with the extra sticky tape. Now, when you have that piece, you're going to attach the bottom of it to the bottom of your card front. That way, the top of it is left unattached. Okay, it's not, there's nothing glued to it at this point. Okay, now to do the inside of the card, we're going to take that same 4-inch, and Heidi used the 12 by 12 Snowflakes and Snow Folks pattern cardstock. And you can see the one that she used has golden snowflakes with a stripe. Now, when she cut it out, she also needed to, I don't know that I have, yes I do. The woman provided me with all these samples, really nice. So rather, you'll cut it out like this, but then you need to trim that straight so that it will fit inside your card, okay? So that will work nicely. You can elect to do what Heidi did, and she did cut another one out of the small scalloped and glued it down here. This is on the front of the card, your choice, okay? Now, let's go back to our card front, because that's where we need to spend some time. And what Heidi did on, again, you get 6 of these. She just went in and recut out each of these pieces. So each of the larger buildings and then one of the Christmas tree. Now notice, when she cut this out, she did cut into the tree, and it's perfectly fine. Or you could cut around that tree, however you want to do it. I'm hoping you can see that. Okay, this is flat, and there's the part that she foam taped. This is foam taped. There you go. And then this is another piece. And then finally this one. This one has 2 layers of tape. Okay, so these 2, 1, 2, and 2, so that they're elevated a bit. This is just 1 layer. Now, she went with our our gold Jewel Dazzles, the kind that has 540, oh, here it is, 540 pieces on the package. And I know that that's just really in your face, but there you go. You can see that there's large ones, medium ones, and small ones. She pretty much used the tiny ones, and she put them on the tops of the trees, in the windows, and on the tree, and on the street lights. So really nice. And then she did a bow out of our white ribbon set and zodded it at the top. On the inside, the weather outside is delightful. Well, that is a piece of the Snowflakes and Snow Folks pattern cardstock. And then she did put another little house right here and foam tape that. This piece is foam taped, and more of the dazzles and another bow. Just beautifully done. Now this too will fit into our 10 envelopes collection. So that is, so we've got something that will fit it, will work perfectly for you. Okay, so as you can see, there are lots of things. Now, I did promise to make sure to show you. So you saw 4. You got a preview of this little guy, which is right here. And there is the matching cardstock. Okay. There is another one that you did not see. And that's a, we wish you a berry Christmas. That tree is full of teddy bears. Can we get in closer to see that? There you go. Very sweet. And then there are all the bears foiled and die cut. And there is the printed cardstock. And then there's also this absolutely darling hedgehog in a snow-covered mushrooms. There he is in the foiled pieces, and there is in the printed cardstock. And I have one more, and that is the owls. Look at those. And they are foiled die cuts, and this is in the cardstock. So all of those. Now, all of this art will be in the little book of. In fact, there are 20 different themes. So you will get, you know, like this Santa is in a bigger piece here, and you'll see some other Santas. We'll see our penguins, we'll see the ornaments, but we'll see some other things too. There's our little mushroom guy. And we get to see some horses, and you can see there's variations on them. So that just allows you to have even more flexibility. There's our houses that you saw, bigger penguins, there you go. So just a lot of different things in this collection. Just, oh, and there's just a close-up of our teddy bear tree. So very fun, very fun. Just a lot of things all together. Oh, we have some deer. Okay, so that is our collection for today. We'll back up a little bit just so that you can really see all of that. So this is the Deco Large, A Very Merry Christmas, with the Very Merry Christmas little book of. And Heidi, I want to thank you so much for such a wonderful job. A lot of creativity going on, and that's very fun to share. And the nice thing about the Deco Large is that you can choose to make them elevated with foam tape or leave them flat and just do more cards out of the same product. So that's kind of fun too. So you get to choose, of course. We do have a money saver. We keep it over on the right-hand side of the webisode. And we do have instructions down below. Just click on any of them or all of them. You can print those out if you like. And if you are watching us on YouTube, we hope that you will head on over to paperwishes.com. A lot of these products are only available at Paper Wishes, and so that's nice. Certainly this is, and the other papers I've shown you, and the cutting dies too. So don't want you to miss out on that. And leave a comment if you like. We would appreciate it. By the way, speaking of comments, under the webisode, you just scroll down and scroll down and scroll down. You can leave comments. You don't have to buy the product in order to make a comment. You can make a comment just because that's what you want to do. So we appreciate that too. Okay, well, that's what we have this time. So we will be joining you again. I want to thank Heidi, as always, for doing such a lovely job and for sharing her creativity with us. And I want to thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time.